Yeah, you really want to like look at the whole picture. So I know we're kind of really focused on dopamine today. So people listen to me would say, "Hey, I want to get my dopamine checked." That may be a good call, but I recommend looking at everything, looking at least the adrenals, looking at maybe some of the organic acids. If there's any gut issues at all, definitely look at the gut. Remember, half of all gut issues may be things like energy or brain fog or mood stuff. So people kind of have their gut connected to like bloating and diarrhea and constipation and acid reflux. That may not be the case. So I always tend to recommend look at all three body systems so you have a more holistic look. And we always want to go upstream at the underlying systems that may be out of balance. We also look at the underlying stressors that broke those systems down to begin with, whether it's chronic exercise. Chronic exercise can be people that are looking for that runner's high, that dopamine serotonin hit. And over time, that exercise is going to deplete it. It's like a tired horse. The right amount of exercise, not too much cardio, can be very supportive and can be a gentle stimulant. Where you go over the top, too much CrossFit, too much long distance aerobic, that may actually cause a chronic depletion. So we gotta hit it from both sides. We gotta look at the underlying stressors, food sensitivities, gluten, inadequate sleep. We can look at just overstress, maybe needing to add in things like meditation or visualization or appreciation or prayer, things like that to kind of help hit the gas pedal and help your body relax. Those are all very important too.
Oh yeah, good call on the athletes. I forgot to mention that one. I had a lady who was a runner, and she was a college student, and she was running. I want to say it was either 3 or 5 miles a day. And we look at her brain chemistry. My God, I mean, it was one of the lowest dopamine and endorphin levels I've ever seen ever, except for a guy who was a real estate person who was doing cocaine. He was about the lowest brain chemistry I've ever seen, but this lady was a
Yeah,
close
you've been
second
a
or
tired
third.
horse. Yep.
And man, I just told her, I just said, look, just stop running. I know you don't want to, but stop. You're addicted to it, but you're tired. And we just got to run some gentle exercises. I told her, go for a walk, go for a hike, lift some weights, but keep your heart rate relatively low. And on the retest, her brain chemistry was amazing. Now, granted, we did do some supplementation too, but yeah, so good call on the overtrainers. How about personal trainers too? Maybe they're teaching people the movement, so they're just like working out all day. I think those people could be at risk as well.
100%. Yep, 100%. So looking at everything here, we always want to get to the root cause. So we talked about some of the nutrients, right? We talked about some of the testing that we have to look at here. We talked about the low-hanging fruit, right? Healthy proteins, healthy fats, more vegetables than fruit and starch out of the gates. Now, if you know that you do better with more fruit and starch because you're more leaner, you're already at a good weight, fine. People can overdo sugar and carbohydrates to increase dopamine levels too. So that sugar addiction, that's real. People talk about like, oh, I'm an emotional eater. What does that mean? It's too like abstract for me. Like what I hear is, hey, I'm whipping that dopamine up so I feel good and can manage the stress of my day, right? I'm trying to artificially get my dopamine levels up. And that's not good. So people that are emotionally eating, you're just trying to get that little whack of dopamine and that little whack of serotonin, which I get it in the short run, that may be okay if you're doing a clean piece of dark chocolate, something like that. But if you're overdoing lots of carbohydrate and sugar and inflammatory foods, not good. We rather use a lot more of the nutrients and other things to kind of get it up. So really want to get to the underlying cause: physical, chemical, emotional stress. Look at the body systems. Get some, you want to test, not guess. Use some of the natural supplements. Stay away from the bigger, L-Dopa stuff out of the gates. Work with a good functional medicine practitioner like myself or evanbrand.com for Evan, justinhealth.com for myself. We'll put links down below and just start with the low-hanging fruit. And if you want to dive in deeper, get some testing and start with the foundational things out of the gates. Evan, anything else you want to highlight?
Yeah, great calls on all of it. Thanks for the website. So yeah, justinhealth.com or evanbrand.com. Please reach out. And the good news is you can reverse this and you can change things relatively quick. I mean, we're talking within just a few months, you can have a significantly different profile in regards to your neurotransmitter. So don't give up. If you're feeling depleted, you don't even have enough dopamine to click the subscribe button. Well, I hope this podcast gave you enough motivation to hit the subscribe button, share it. And then if you need to reach out, please do. We're here for you. We love helping people, and there is always hope. So hang in there.